Good morning, natural gas. It's Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company. And today, the March natural gas contract is currently down. We're currently trading at 295.60, down 2.9 cents, or a little over 1%. And as you can see here, we're still below the 13 and 48 exponential moving averages. The RSI is going sideways. Today is March option expiration, futures tomorrow. So we've got very little time left on the clock for the March contract. What else is going on? This is the option open interest. These are on the puts. The highest open interest, the $3 strike at 53,840. So because we're so close, we have what's called pin risk, which means futures go off the board right at a strike. And that may mean the $3 strike today. Let's take a look at the block trades. And here's what's going on. We've got some trader positioning here, rebalancing, if you will, between the American and the European options, just at the same strike, just for a few ticks, just to get the books settled. We do see some other activity going on a little further in the back of the curve. And we saw something very unusual for the first time here in the last few days. We've got some strip buying for calendar 30, just 5 contracts. Let's take a look at the hourly chart for March. And as you can see, we're below the daily pivot, which came in at 307.20. We are holding above first support, comes in at 289 first support. Resistance above the market at 316.60. The RSI is trying to turn up. That means we do have that pin risk that we will expire close to $3 today. Let's take a look at the weather models, and here's the European model. And as you can see, this is that next cold wave coming through on March the 5th. And as you can see, it's very, very cold in the Northeast New England states. But what happens when we switch out to the GFS model? It's not as cold. And in fact, there's 80-degree temperatures across the entire South, from Texas all the way through Florida. So again, disparities between the weather models. We're going to see which one wins. And let's take a look at the European model here, and showing this cold currently right now, all the way from Thunder Bay down into Mexico and Florida, cooler temperatures this morning. And as we get through the cycle here, we see some more cold coming in again later today into the Northeast, New England. And then we get another brief shot at this coming through here for the next few days. And then boom, we get another wave coming through the Great Lakes into the Northeast on March the 2nd. And that lasts for a few days. And then we get another big, massive push back in on the 5th. But again, remember, the GFS model is not showing this intensity. So let's see what wins. After that, it looks pretty warm because that colder air is pooling right up here in Alaska. Let's look at the front to back spreads. This is the Jan versus the April contract, the injection spread. And as you can see, we're currently just continuing to push a little bit higher. On the day, we're up 3 ticks to 183, or a little bit over 0.22%. The RSI was trying to turn lower, but because the weather models are just in conflict, if you will, we're going to continue to be just kind of sitting up here near the highs, waiting to see if the GFS or the European is going to win. Let's take a look at the April through October strip. And as you can see right now, we're down a little bit. We're down 4 cents to 321.80. The RSI continues to stay in the negative space at this time. We may, unfortunately, because of warmer temperatures, go and retest that recent low at 303.30. Let's take a look at Europe. And here comes that cold, cold Arctic air into Europe around March the 8th. And as you can see, it's cold from Spain all the way through France, Germany, into Scandinavia, even in the UK. What else is going on? Their storage stocks, 30.8% full. Germany down to 20.7%. France, 21.1%. It's a 2-day lag. So let's see if Germany gets below 20%, or whether or not they try to refill a little bit faster here with the warmer temperatures in between this cold. What about Asia? Well, not much. It's got a little bit of cooler weather around March the 9th, but really overall, it's fairly warm as you go through the forecast period. And the United States, well, we've got plenty of snow cover because of that blizzard that came in from Virginia, basically all the way up through New York City, dumping about 1.5 feet of snow in New York City, all the way back into New England. And as you can see, that is snow cover now expanding into Iowa and Nebraska. And let's take a look at the ERCOT grid here. There we go. So we've got an unusual set of circumstances right now. We're in transition between winter and spring. And as you can see here, today, the renewables at 4 o'clock, the expectations, 57,359 megawatts of available capacity. But guess what? The problem is at 4 o'clock, we've only got demand at 48,640. So in theory, renewables could meet 100% of the grid in ERCOT at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Here's the Golden Pass. We're up to 867 MMBTUs out of the one train, which would be about 800 to 850,000. So it continues to run some natural gas through the chillers, trying to calibrate equipment here, getting ready for first LNG in early March. How about our stocks? Stocks in the oil and gas E&P sector between $2 and $10 billion and have a high short float, while SM Energy has fallen off the list. And this is the 1 week performance. Because of the choppy nature of things in natural gas, CNX and CRK are all down. Same thing with BKV, which is also natural gas producers. The oil guys are moving up. Northern Oil and Gas up 5.96%. So again, recapping here. Today is March option expiration. We're currently trading at 295.20, down 3.3 cents or 1.11%. Be careful here of pin risk, meaning that futures go off the board at the $3 strike today. So we'll see a lot of activity around that strike. Remember, futures go off the board tomorrow. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.